So we have a new killer coming to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, but is that going to also bring in a new map? We're going to talk about that, and I'm also going to tell you why I think the timing of this new killer coming in is pretty interesting too. And of course, I want to hear your opinion after the video, whether you agree or disagree. Let me know, and if you like what I do, consider subscribing and hit your notifications so you never miss a video or live stream from me. Let's go and get into it. Now let's go and talk about what is confirmed, and that is the new killer. His name or nickname is Hands, and when he opens up the door, he's looking at Virginia. She's going through a lockbox. He is absolutely massive. I mean, he takes up the entire doorway. So it's almost like having another Leatherface or Leatherface type character to go along with Leatherface, which is pretty cool. Now, of course, this character, no way he's going to be able to actually slip through any kind of cracks. There's only, two characters right now that can actually do that. So you're going to have to be a little bit more mindful of the way you play with him as far as in the basement, just like Leatherface and Johnny and, whatever. So nothing really new there. It's just his brute size makes him super formidable. He's also holding the smallest mallet ever. This actually looks like what they gave Grandpa in the 1974 movie. Difference being, Hands can actually wield that hammer because again, he's a pretty big dude. Now, I have no doubt in my mind that this character is played by Kane Hotter. Why wouldn't he be? I mean, Kane Hotter has done all the motion capture for Leatherface up to this point, and to be quite honest with you, I just don't see another reason why you would want to get away from that. Kane Hotter is super recognizable. He's somebody that's already attached to the project, and he's going to have his own movement and his own kind of flair added to the character himself. And having anybody that's recognizable like that in a horror game, I mean, it's like Greg Nicotero's Leatherface, It just makes sense to me that this is Kane Hotter. I'm saying that with 95% certainty that it is the man himself. Could be wrong, but I really think they probably used him as the character model for Hands. Speaking of Hands, another guess I'm going to make here, an educated guess, is that he will be able to break down barriers. Of course, this job is only something Leatherface can do up until this point. I'm going to assume that maybe, just maybe, he has the ability to break it down with that mallet that he carries. To me, it seems like you would if you're going to have a big character like this that, cannot slip through cracks and is not as agile as a Sissy or even a Johnny, that he has to have brute strength. And so that's where Leatherface is just an absolute monster. If you know how to play as Leatherface in this game, you can really wreak havoc, right? And you can't just follow certain characters through walls and stuff. You have to play a little bit more strategic, but I believe this is going to be a Leatherface type character. Now, will he spawn in the basement along with Leatherface? I highly doubt it. I would assume that they're going to have him spawn up top, just like, the other killers, everybody except for Leatherface. Because let's be honest, if somebody's playing as Leatherface and Hands, you have two down in the basement, victims they're going to get wrecked. So I am going to assume he's going to start up top like the rest of the other killers. Speaking of those Hands, I believe that one of his executions at least will involve him doing some kind of chokehold maneuver, maybe some kind of environmental kill. That would be really awesome. Maybe I'm just too much wishful thinking there, but environmental kills would be so dope in this game. I wish that's something they would add, and if they did it with a new character, that'd be dope too. But maybe not. But I do believe that his Hands obviously will be something that he utilizes in at least one of his executions. That's what we know about the killer, and that's some of my opinions going forward. Could be totally wrong about some of this stuff, but I think that's a pretty solid foundation, at least what I know about the game and how they introduce new characters. Now let's talk about the area they show this new little teaser trailer in, because I think that's pretty interesting too. We have Virginia at a lockbox, pretty standard. But the first thing they do is they pan across, looks like fencing, and then they have some boards that are kind of spaced apart. They come around to the side of Virginia, and that's where we see somewhat of a blue backdrop behind her We also see some shelves to the left of the lockbox itself. And then if we're in Virginia's, perspective, to the right is where that door opened and we first see hands. So I was looking in the mill, I looked in Nancy's house, family house, I looked everywhere that I could, and I could not find a single lockbox that was set up like this in any of the current maps. Does that mean that it's a new map? No. Maybe I missed it somewhere, but it definitely looks like that. Like I said, those shelves to the left of the lockbox, that blue backdrop when you're looking at the lockbox from the area that Hands is coming in, and then the fencing around it, it's kind of all boxed in. So it does look like it would be like a mill type of location, or even maybe Nancy's house, downstairs in the basement, somewhere like that. But like I said, I couldn't find it. I'd love to hear your opinion. Is this a new map? I have no idea. But like I said, I was unable to confirm this specific lockbox in any of the current maps. And the last thing I want to talk about is the timing. So this is going to be a full week after Killer Clowns officially launches. And then, of course, if you did pre-order, it's going to be 2 weeks after. Now, considering the hierarchy of these asymmetrical horror games, you of course have Dead by Daylight, which is at the top and has been for a long time, Texas Chainsaw, and then the new kid on the block, Killer Clowns. Well, Killer Clowns has a ton of hype around it. I know I've hyped it up. I think it looks awesome. I hope it's going to be as good as what we think it will be. And to me, that's probably what Gunz Impression is too. They're like, hey, people are hyped about this game. They're going to play it. They're going to buy it regardless. So us releasing new content before that game comes out is just going to give them more reason to play Killer Clowns longer, right? Because everything there will be brand new. If we release our new killer and hopefully new map before Killer Clowns, they're going to play it, they're going to like it, and everything's going to be good, but then they're going to get bored potentially, or right afterwards Killer Clowns comes out and they may forget about this new killer and or map all the way around. So I think the timing here is actually pretty smart on their part. They're letting go of the reins a little bit. Not that they hold the reins, Dead by Daylight does, but they're letting go just a little bit, saying, hey man, go have fun. When you come back, we're going to have something brand new for you. So they're releasing quite a few new items, man. They've definitely picked up a little bit, and it may not always be exactly what we want, but if they keep releasing new content, dude, that's what I want. I know that's what a lot of y'all want. I just want to see this game succeed. There's a lot more I could say about this game, and actually I'm going to put what I believe Texas Chainsaw needs into a 7-part series, or 7 best things that Texas Chainsaw needs, because these are some of the most important things that I believe to keep the game going. And so that's where we're at. This is all confirmed and unconfirmed, and some of my opinion, of course. And I want to hear from y'all after the video. What do you think about the new potential map? Maybe it's not a new map altogether. Let me know. Or the new killer and the timing of this new killer and update here. Let me know what you think. If you like what I do, consider subscribing. See you in the next one. And as always, hold them down.